Hello there, it's Sandy back with more monoprinting, this time with hydrangeas. And I'm going to show you in this video some that I don't think worked for what I was trying to do. And in part two, I'll show you something that gets a little closer. This is pull one and pull two off of the first one, which has a very traditional jelly print feel to it. It's what a lot of people will do in order to make a journal page background or a card background, that sort of thing. This comes a little closer where I've got a little more distinct flowers, but it didn't really do what I wanted to either. But the process was still beautiful for both pull one and pull two, and you'll see how that was made. And hopefully you'll be subscribed so that you get to see the next part, which is going to be taking all of this to the next step. So subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to hit the like button while you're thinking about it. My mom gave me a hydrangea bush when I moved into my home 25 years ago, and every year I think of her when it blooms. And it's long past bloom right now. As you can see, it's fall, and these are not really still lasting. They're past their prime, but they're great for printing. So I'm going to make some hydrangea monoprints today, and I've picked a couple of these to use for it. I started by putting some color onto my palette, which is a jelly plate. You can do this on other surfaces, but a jelly plate has a little more give to it. The paints that I'm using are golden open, not golden paints, not heavy body paints. They're golden open, which means that these are paints that are going to stay wet longer. You have more time to work with them. So I've put lots of random blobs of three colors on here, a red, a brown, and a Paynes blue or Paynes gray. And just going to kind of mix them together. And then I started pressing the flowers in. This was my first idea to try to get this to work and to see what would happen if I tried to make prints from these flowers. So I'd press the flower into the wet paint. And if you've ever done jelly prints, you know that this is going to dry pretty quickly if you're using regular paints, but I have plenty of time to work with it. I've also put down a ton of paint, as you saw. I'm not chintzy with my paint because I want really rich color. And that's what I was looking for in this. I had found a piece of fabric. There was a dress that I saw online that was really like, it had super strong colors in it, like reds and blues and a little bit of gold. I didn't have any gold paint at the time, but I was trying for that sort of really bold feel. So I've added in some leaves to start lifting up some of the paint color under there. And I'm also using a piece of cardboard to make the stems, since I hadn't kind of left the stems of the hydrangeas in there, and then pulled up the leaves and then wanted to add some more texture to it. So I still have time, like I said, to add more texture. So I used a little bit of a spiral notebook, spiral sketchbook. Yes, they have more use than putting sketches in them. Just pressing something into the paint is going to make a pattern of some kind in it. I had a tin that I used for keeping tea in the kitchen, and it's a rectangle with rounded corners. And then this is the packaging from a set of P.H. Martin's inks, I think it was. So I fortunately saved the packaging for it. And then I found this beautiful dish at Goodwill and did a couple of prints on here with that. Next up is to put the paper on. And for a while I was using, and I probably will still off and on use, newsprint. I have a package of newsprint that I just have been trying to find things to use for it. I use much bigger paper when I go to my life drawing class and draw on newsprint. So it kind of works for testing out ideas. And it's super cheap. So it worked great. And this particular one came out really, really strong, which was nice. But it wasn't exactly what I wanted. I wanted to see what print number 2 would do. Didn't do any changes to it. Just ended up adding the paper on here, rolling it with a nice clean roller to get a good flat print. And you can see there's still some of the leaf things left on the jelly plate. This one came out better. It's got more texture, more light stuff, but it's kind of a cacophony. It doesn't really read as what I was hoping for. I wanted to have something that looked like hydrangeas. Like it, I could call it hydrangea print and people would automatically see it. That's kind of just a bit of a mess. So I used the same colors a second time, cleaned off all the first stuff with a couple more pulls, and washed it all down, and then put the colors back on. This time I have a little more red in it than the Paynes Blue Gray. I'm going to do the same thing, pressing the flowers in there in order to lift up some of that paint, because there was some of that that was working in the first print. And just going to try lifting up different flowers, just looking for what my placement might be. Always remember that you're going left to right, so it's going to kind of flip the other direction, whatever your design is. And then I started cutting off some of these and leaving some of the buds on there. And I left kind of poofiness to them. There was some three-dimensionality here, and I wasn't sure how this was going to work, but you can try it if you have an idea to try something. And you know me, I try pretty much anything. So I started just kind of trying to peel off some of these, move them over, trying to arrange them in clusters, put some of the leaves back down here to create like a bush coming in from one side. I just wanted this to feel more like a hydrangea bush, and I wanted to see if this would work. I've started putting in some other textures again, same kinds of things in the same kinds of places, just so I could see how that would feel if I changed up how I did the hydrangeas versus changing everything in it all at once. So pressed in some of these textures, lifted off these leaves. But then I decided this time I'm going to see what happens if I just leave the flowers on there when I do the printing. So I decided I'd go back and look for what was on the other print. I had used some circles and kind of pressed those into the paint. And now I've got a lumpy surface. And this will leave more white because it's blocking basically any of the paint from touching the paper. So I'm going to have whiter flowers. And I thought maybe that'll help if I have just a couple of blossoms down there. And so here's what I got when that happened. Partially a mess because all these leaves are doing their thing. But again, it's getting closer to what I wanted. I wanted something that would feel like hydrangeas, and it's getting there. It's not there, but it's getting there. And lifted up a second print. And depending on how much paint you have on there, you can do many more prints of this as well. I did some lighter prints that I'm using for other drawings. And this is how these came out. First print and second print on it with the first version that I did. And it has a lot of pretty things going on in it. I can definitely use these for other projects, but it's not the kind of monoprint I'm looking to make. I want something that is going to be more representational. So, this was step one in trying to figure that out. Here, I got a little bit closer because you can kind of see the hydrangea-ness of it, but it still doesn't have what I'm looking for. And in my next video, in part 2, I'm going to show you how I adapted what I learned from doing these prints into doing something even more spectacular, because I really like how the next pair came out. And I can't wait to show those to you. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because I want to share them with you and see what you think of how they went. This is the first pull of the new prints. And I want to show you the whole process for how I did this, how I got the flowers to look the way they did. This is much more of what I was going for. So I will see you in the next video when I'm back with more mono printing. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you learned anything at all from this video, even if it's how not to make a hydrangea print. And I will see you again very soon.